Imagine a crowded press conference in the heart of Gotham City. The flashes of cameras are blinding, popping like little lightning storms. The room is packed with reporters, all shouting questions at once. Behind a wooden podium stands Bruce Wayne. He looks tired. He adjusts his tie, leans into the microphone, and the room goes silent. He takes a deep breath and says three simple words: "The world stops." In that split second, the greatest mystery in history is solved. But this isn't the end of the story. It is the beginning of a total disaster. What happens next? Does the crime rate go down? Does the Joker finally retire? Or does the life of Bruce Wayne fall apart completely? Today, we are going to explore a scenario that would change the comic book world forever. We are going to look at the legal trouble, the dangerous enemies, and the destruction of a legacy. Let's find out what really happens if the Dark Knight takes off the mask. To understand why this is such a big deal, we first have to look at why the mask exists. For most superheroes, a mask is just a way to look cool. But for Batman, the mask is a shield. It does not protect his face from punches, it protects the people he loves from his enemies. Everyone knows that Batman fights the most dangerous criminals in the world. These are bad guys who are crazy, strong, and smart. If they knew who was under the cowl, they wouldn't attack Batman. They would attack his home. They would attack his butler, Alfred. They would attack his friends. So, the moment Bruce Wayne admits the truth, the clock starts ticking. Let's look at the first 24 hours. The news spreads across the globe instantly. It is trending on every social media app. It is on every TV screen in Times Square, Tokyo, and London. The shock value is massive. People have always thought Batman was a monster or a myth, or maybe a whole team of soldiers. Finding out he is just one rich man in a suit changes how people see him. The fear goes away. He is no longer a shadow in the night. He is a celebrity. Within an hour of the announcement, the police cars would surround Wayne Manor. This brings us to the first major problem: the law. You see, being a superhero is technically against the law. In the real world, and in Gotham, you cannot just dress up and fight people. It is called vigilantism. Even if Batman is catching bad guys, he is breaking the rules to do it. He drives a massive car that breaks speed limits. He breaks into warehouses without a warrant. He beats people up. He hangs criminals from gargoyles. If Bruce Wayne reveals his identity, the police cannot look the other way anymore. Commissioner Gordon, who is Batman's friend, would be in a terrible position. Gordon has always pretended he doesn't know who Batman is. This allows him to work with the hero. But once it is public knowledge, Gordon has to do his job. He would have to issue a warrant for the arrest of Bruce Wayne. Imagine the visual of police helicopters shining spotlights on Wayne Manor, officers knocking on the grand front doors with handcuffs ready. Bruce Wayne is rich, so he would have the best lawyers in the world. But the list of crimes is endless. Every criminal Batman ever caught would suddenly have a reason to sue him. Think about the criminals sitting in Blackgate Prison. They were caught by Batman. If they find out Batman had no police authority to arrest them, their lawyers would go crazy. They would argue that the evidence Batman found was illegal. Thousands of dangerous criminals might get released from jail just because of a legal technicality. The court system in Gotham would crash under the weight of the paperwork. But the legal trouble is just the beginning. The money trouble comes next. Bruce Wayne is the face of Wayne Enterprises. This is a massive company that builds technology, medical supplies, and helps the city. The moment Bruce says he is Batman, the stock market would panic. Investors do not like uncertainty. They do not want their money managed by a man who spends his nights jumping off rooftops and punching clowns. The value of the company would drop like a stone. The board of directors would have an emergency meeting. They would force Bruce to step down as CEO. They would say he is unstable and dangerous. This matters because being Batman is very expensive. Think about the gadgets. The Batmobile costs millions of dollars. The Batsuit is made of military-grade armor. The Batwing is a literal jet. Bruce Wayne pays for all of this with his company's money. If he loses control of his company, he loses his funding. He can't repair the car. He can't build new suits. The government might even seize his assets. They would raid the Batcave and take all the dangerous weapons he has built over the years. Imagine the military taking the Batmobile apart to see how it works. Batman loses his resources, his money, and his secret base in one sweep. Now, let's move to the scariest part of the scenario, the villains. Batman has the most colorful and dangerous list of enemies in fiction. We call them the Rogues Gallery. Characters like Two-Face, the Penguin, Bane, and Scarecrow. For years, they have been frustrated because they cannot find Batman. They have to wait for him to come to them. They shine the bat signal in the sky and hope he shows up. But if they know he is Bruce Wayne, they don't need to wait. They have his address. Wayne Manor sits on the edge of the city. It is a big house, but it is not a fortress. It has windows and doors. Suddenly, every villain in Gotham knows exactly where to go. It would be a race to see who can kill him first. Picture a convoy of trucks driven by Bane's mercenaries smashing through the front gates. Picture the Penguin sending armed drones to hover over the gardens. Picture Poison Ivy growing giant vines to crush the walls of the mansion. It would be a total siege. Bruce Wayne would not be able to sleep. He would not be able to take off the suit. He would have to fight a war in his own living room. And he wouldn't be the only one in danger. This is the heartbreaking part. Alfred Pennyworth, the loyal butler who raised Bruce, would be target number one. The villains know that Batman is tough. They know they might not be able to beat him in a fistfight, so they would try to hurt him emotionally. They would go after the old man. They would go after the young partners Batman works with, like Robin or Batgirl. If Bruce Wayne has adopted children, Child Protective Services would arrive immediately. They would say that a man who fights crime at night is an unfit father. They would take the children away for their own safety. So Bruce loses his freedom, his money, his home, and his family. But there is one villain whose reaction would be different. One villain who might not attack right away. The Joker. The relationship between Batman and the Joker is very strange. The Joker is obsessed with Batman, but he is obsessed with the idea of Batman. He loves the mask. He loves the game. He loves the battle between order and chaos. If the Joker finds out that Batman is just a boring rich guy named Bruce who goes to gala dinners and signs paperwork, it might ruin the fun. The Joker doesn't want to fight Bruce Wayne. That's too normal. That's too easy. In some comic book stories, when the Joker gets close to learning the secret, he actually looks away. He doesn't want to know. Joker can't ignore it. This might actually make the Joker depressed. He might lose his purpose in life. Without the mystery of the bat, the joke isn't funny anymore. However, there is a darker possibility. The Joker might feel betrayed. He might feel like Batman cheated on him by having a normal life. In his anger, he wouldn't just try to kill Bruce. He would try to destroy everything Bruce cares about. He would burn down Gotham City just to show Bruce that his money and his status mean nothing. The Joker is dangerous when he is having fun, but he is even more dangerous when he is disappointed. Let's step back and look at the public. How would the regular people of Gotham react? At first, they might be amazed. But soon, they would feel betrayed too. Think about all the property damage Batman causes. When he crashes his car into a building to stop a bad guy, who pays for the wall? Now the people know who to send the bill to. There would be lawsuits from insurance companies. There would be protests in the streets. People would say, why didn't Bruce Wayne just use his billions of dollars to fix the schools or the police force? Why did he have to dress up and beat people up? The public opinion would turn against him. They would stop seeing him as a hero and start seeing him as a rich, crazy person who thinks he is above the law. Also, think about the other heroes. Superman, Wonder Woman, and the rest of the Justice League. They rely on secret identities to protect their lives. If Batman reveals his secret, it puts them at risk too. If the government seizes Batman's computer in the Batcave, they might find files on the other heroes. They might find out where Superman lives or what kryptonite does to him. Batman keeps detailed files on everyone. If his secrets get out, everyone's secrets get out. The Justice League might have to kick him out to protect themselves. Batman would be truly alone. Is there any upside to this? Is there any good outcome? Maybe for a short time, the fear would increase. Criminals might be scared to know that the richest, most powerful man in the city is watching them. Bruce Wayne could use his money more openly to fight crime. He could fund private security forces. He could turn Gotham into a police state with his technology. But that isn't really Batman anymore, is it? That is just a dictator with a lot of money. Eventually, the pressure would be too much. Bruce Wayne is only human. He needs to sleep. He needs to heal when he gets hurt. With his identity known, he would never get a moment of peace. Paparazzi would use drones to film him through his windows. Every time he buys a coffee, it would be news. You cannot be a vigilante if everyone knows where you are every second of the day. The Batman we know relies on shadows. He relies on the fact that criminals don't know if he is human or supernatural. Take that away, and he is just a man in body armor. A man who can be tired. A man who can be sued. A man who can be broken. Wayne Manor is a ruin, destroyed by attacks from villains. Bruce is bankrupt, his accounts frozen by the government. He is facing 20 years in prison for vigilante activities. His allies like Robin and Batgirl have been forced to flee the city or retire to avoid being arrested too. The bat signal is taken down from the roof of the police station because the mayor can't be seen supporting a known criminal. Bruce sits in a jail cell. He doesn't have his cowl. He doesn't have his gadgets. He is just Bruce. And in the cell next to him, the villains he put there, they finally won, not by beating him in a fight, but by dragging him into the light. This teaches us a very important lesson about the character. We often ask, who is the real person? Is it Bruce Wayne or is it Batman? Many fans argue that Batman is the real personality and Bruce Wayne is the mask he wears during the day to trick people. But this scenario shows us that he needs both sides. He needs Bruce Wayne to fund the mission and navigate the daylight world. He needs Batman to strike fear and operate outside the law. If you merge them into one, the whole system collapses. The secret identity isn't just a comic book trope. It is the only thing keeping the mission alive. It is the dam holding back the flood. So, if Batman ever decided to hold that press conference, if he ever decided to tell the world the truth, it wouldn't be a heroic moment of honesty. It would be a suicide mission. It would be the death of the Batman. Not by a bullet, but by 1,000 lawsuits, cameras, and consequences. The mystery is his greatest weapon. As long as he is just a silhouette against the moon, he can be anything. He can be justice. He can be fear. He can be a symbol that cannot be killed. But as Bruce Wayne, he is just a man, and men can be destroyed. That is why the mask stays on. That is why, when the police ask who he vanishes into the smoke. That is why the secret must be kept at all costs. Because in a world of superpowered aliens and immortal monsters, a secret is the only superpower Bruce Wayne really has. It's a fascinating thought experiment, isn't it? It makes you appreciate the struggle he goes through every day to keep those two lives separate. One slip-up, one mistake, one camera in the wrong place, and it all ends. This fragile balance is what makes Batman such a compelling character to watch. He is walking a tightrope over a pit of alligators every single night, and he has been doing it for over 80 years. As we wrap up this journey into the what if, think about the burden of that secret. Think about the isolation. Bruce Wayne can never truly be honest with anyone outside his tiny circle. He can never truly relax. He is a prisoner of his own secret. But as we have seen today, that prison is the only thing that keeps him and Gotham City safe. The next time you see the bat signal lighting up the clouds in a movie or a comic, remember what it represents. It is not just a call for help. It is a warning. And the power of that warning comes from the unknown. It comes from the question that terrifies criminals in dark alleys. What is he? As long as the answer remains a mystery, the Batman will endure. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the psychology and reality of the Dark Knight. It is amazing how much one secret can hold the weight of an entire universe. Stories like this show us that sometimes the things we hide are more powerful than the things we show. Until next time, keep wondering, keep imagining, and remember that some masks are there for a reason.